Well, good evening and welcome to week three, which is quite possibly the most loaded week you're going to have. So get ready because a lot of stuff is coming at you. And let me just start off by saying I hope you had a enjoyable Fourth of July holiday. At least hope some of you got out and were able to get some time with your family and friends. I actually, for the first time in a long time, disappeared from campus for a couple of days, so it's been great for me. But it hasn't been time away from your course. I've been working with it all week, and once again, I just want to thank everybody for what it looks to be again a pretty good week on that discussion board. You guys are doing an excellent job. I mentioned at the beginning that the last class before you had a great performance, and they were going to be a tough act to follow. And it looks like you guys are doing a very good job of that. So please keep it up. You really have my gratitude for doing that. It means a lot. And as I've tried to emphasize, this is where a lot of the learning activity in our course comes from. Is right here in the discussion board, as you've seen in the syllabus and in my comments earlier. This has a tremendous impact on the course. This is where a lot of learning takes place. This is a major component of grade, so make sure you are participating to your fullest, and just about everyone is. Quick note: I will try to be a little faster in the grading this week. Holiday interfered just a bit, but that's no excuse. And just you have my apologies for not being as quick as I should have been. But also on that first week, I tried to give everyone a fairly detailed set of comments to go with your discussion board grade. And if you have any questions, please feel free to get to me. I think I was fairly clear as to what people either are doing well, not doing well, need to do better, need to continue, and I will try to give you that level of commentary every week. The best thing I can say about it is so far I have not felt the need to jump in and interfere, and there's a reason I do that besides just some of the other things I told you is. One thing I've noticed in the years I've been doing this is the professor jumps in too soon, and particularly in a course like this that's very much opinion based and very much interpretive of material. If I go in too often and give my interpretation, then that interpretation does tend to cloud the discussion a little bit, and I don't want that happening. This is your discussion board. This is your chance to show your interpretation of what's going on and what we'll be doing. So maybe, if necessary, a little bit more on that later. But so far, just a very good job. Okay, this week, as I said, loaded with stuff. Some of it rather deep. Some of it's kind of amusing. But all, as I hope you've come to see, I think very thought-provoking and very much designed to get you thinking about business in a very expansive, very big picture sort of way. So you're going to see some interesting videos this week about consumer behavior in the aftermath of the recent recession. You're going to see some videos on the importance of urgency, a very important concept in business. Another one where a gentleman who's I think is hilarious, but I like British humor. You may have to bear with him a little bit because he is very British, but he's an ad man, Rory Sutherland, and he's going to talk about perceived value and creation of value. I think he does it in a very humorous way, but if you listen between the lines, so to speak, I think you're going to have some very, very challenging insights thrown in front of you, and there's stuff to be considered as you now move into what I'm going to try to ease into here, the dreaded group project. Okay, so that's the main point of what I wanted to talk about this evening is the group project that's coming up, and I'm introducing it this week. Now, group projects I know are difficult for some. I mentioned early on that one person last mod was adamant that he thought group projects had no place in online education, that they were unfair and unreasonable and just something he didn't want to see ever again. Well, In a way I can understand that because they're difficult to manage. They're difficult to manage as an instructor. They're certainly difficult to manage as participants. But the point is, collaboration and working in groups and working in teams is the way of business in the 21st century. And another reality of 21st century business is that your work team is not going to be sitting around you every day when you go to the office. Your work team is going to be scattered. One of you may be in New York, one of you may be in Europe, one of you may be in Asia. Who knows? But you are going to find yourself working in these kind of remote situations more often than not. And I think it's very beneficial to us to learn to collaborate through the use of technology, through the use of creative means. And I think this is going to be very important to us all. So that is one of the primary reasons we do it. The other reason is that the project as the whole course is based on crafting a strategy. And strategy, to be frank, is best developed by teams. It's best developed by groups. Strategy can be developed by an individual. It can be put together by one person. But it's very difficult. It's a daunting task. And I'm going to venture to say it's just dumb to try to do it by yourself. You need other perspectives. You need to have the opinions and the collective wisdom of a group. Strategy is an important thing. It guides your business. And to try to do it in a solitary setting is just not right. It's foolish. And that's the other reason we do this project. So what you can find is the groups have been created at random, not even by me, but by Blackboard, by technology. I push a button and tell it how many groups I want, and it places in your group. And in your work group, you're going to find that you have available to you a whole bunch of tools. You're going to have your own discussion board. You're going to have your own file exchange. You're going to have several options that you can use to exchange information and engage in collaboration. And I urge you to use those. So start getting familiar with your groups, with the tools, and if you have any questions, please contact me and I'll do my best to help you. Now to the what I think is the fun part, but we'll see what you guys think. The case itself. The group project is based on a case study. All right. And in this case study, I've rewritten from some of the other literature a case that in most instances is written about in the realm of business ethics. So the case I have created here is based on a true story, back up in I believe it was Lawrence, Massachusetts, up in the 1990s, early 1990s. And the real name of the company, not the fictitious name that I've included in the case, was Malden Mills. And basically what happened to Malden Mills is they were very prosperous. They were a leading manufacturer in their industry. And they suffered a disastrous fire. The place just burned to the ground. And they were faced with quite a problem. And when I say they, in particular, their leader, their chairman, it was a family-owned business, and the actual name of the chairman was a gentleman by the name of Aaron Firestein, was faced, obviously, with a clear problem. How do I go forward in the aftermath of this disastrous fire? And there's a lot of literature on it, and I said in the realm of business ethics, he's actually considered quite heroic. And I'm not going to tell you what happened in the actual business side of it, because where you're going to be picking up in the case is right at the point of the fire. So I've given you background information, I've given you a scenario, I've given you what goes on. And the role I'm asking you to play is that you are coming in as consultants to the company at the moment of the fire. You've actually were engaged beforehand to do strategic planning, and now, just as you're about to get starting on that, the fire happens, the disaster, the catastrophe happens, and you're going to be responsible for helping the company move forward. So, in whatever way you see fit, by the way, not in any way related to what really happened. That's my way of saying, look, this is a project of you developing a strategy, not a report. It's not a study, a review of the facts of the history of Malden Mills. No, and notice I've changed the name. I'm not even calling it Malton Mills. It's a chance for you to develop a corporate strategy given a very interesting set of circumstances. So that's what you're going to be doing. So I really urge you to start collaborating and discussing and researching and looking at things now. Start working with your group members now, okay? Because when you come down to the end of the project and there's only a week or two to go, you don't want to be rushing and trying to do everything then. It'll show in the results, believe me. So I will have more to say about the project. I will have more to say about this week, and when I finally finish reading and grading, and I'm going to try to get to it earlier, as I said, I'll probably have some comments again on the project and how it relates to what I've seen so far, and also how it relates to the material this week. The material this week is interesting. We talk about developing more in competitive advantage. Concept comes up with a competitive edge. The discussion board question this week's usually proves to be pretty lively, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, please contact me. As I said, email's the best. I think I had a pretty good record so far getting back to people, and make sure that any questions are asked. The wrong question is the one that remains unasked, okay? So make sure that we do that. That's pretty much it for tonight. Look for more. Thank you for watching these videos. I think they do a really good job of conveying a lot of information more quickly than we would otherwise, and I will continue to do the practice because most people have commented. Most comments that I've gotten have been very positive, so I'm going to continue with this method. Take a moment to look at this. Take a moment to go through anything. Any questions, please get to me. Good luck this week. Thank you very much.